What's up, nerds? So this past week, they dropped some news about Clayface, the movie Clayface, because the director, there's a short list apparently. And I'm interested to see where they go from here. I have to be honest with you. I don't know why they chose to do a Clayface movie. Well, I take that back. I do know why they chose to do a Clayface movie because Mike Flanagan had, said he had put forth a horror movie that was a Clayface movie. And I thought that was a great idea, and it looks like Matt Reeves and James Gunn really liked that idea and they went forward with the movie. And I did a video on this and you can go check it out. I'll leave it in the iCard section, but they've apparently there's two directors in the mix to possibly direct. I have pictures of them right here and everything. So the movie is slated for September 11th, 2026. And it looks like the Batman Part 2 won't be out until 2027, which I have to be honest with you, I didn't like the Batman. I mean, there are some things that I did like. That opening scene is really great and everything. And it's not a complete abortion or anything like that, the Batman. I just personally don't like it, but I'm willing to see where Matt Reeves goes with the Batman Part 2. So Clayface, it's going to come out before the Batman Part 2. And Mike Flanagan, he is writing the movie, but he is not directing the movie. Now, he has done plenty of movies, and I'm throwing them up here, but he's done plenty of movies that I actually like, and TV shows. Like, I really like his Netflix stuff when it comes to, I really liked his Fall of House of Usher was okay. It wasn't my favorite thing that he's ever done, but I really like that, the Hill House one, the first season, The Haunting of Hill House. The first season was good. Second season I didn't mind. It just wasn't as good as the first season. There was some stuff I didn't like about that second season, but he did do say Dr. Sleep, which I personally did like. I think that I think it was pretty good. I did like that. But he is not going to direct, and apparently it's because he's doing that Exorcist movie, remake or whatever, and he's not going to be able to direct this movie. So he's just writing it. And so the two people they have on here are Jeff Wadlow and James Watkins. Now, I have to be honest with you. I had to look these two dudes up to see what their movies were. So Jeff Wadlow, here are some movies he's done, and they're not exactly, stimulating. I would say my favorite one on the ones that you can see right here would be Kick-Ass 2. So, but I didn't see Imaginary, but I didn't like his Fantasy Island. I thought that movie was really bad. And I didn't like Truth or Dare either. So, and Cry Wolf, that was so long ago, I barely remember it, but he's the first one that they got. And so the second one they got is this James Watkins. Now, here's some of the movies he's done. He just did the Speak No Evil movie, which I have to be honest, I didn't care for it as much as the original one. What is it, like Swedish or something, like the Swedish film? I thought that his version was, far inferior compared to the original. But because it wasn't scary, I wasn't scared. The original was kind of scary. This one was not scary. Now, he also did The Woman in Black. Now, I have to be honest with you, The Woman in Black, I was scared when I watched that movie for the first time. I saw it in the movie theater. There's a scene where there's this little boy coming out of mud, and then you see mud footprints in the mansion and everything. Scared the shit out of me. So I think that right there is good for the movie. Now, here we go. Now, what are we talking about when it comes to say budget and the tone of this movie? So they said it was a horror movie. And I do think that these two, considering their past directing, I think that we've got this kind of dark, gringy kind of horror movie, which I think Clayface would be really good for Clayface, depending on how they go with Clayface. And also talking about the budget, because I think that when it comes to horror movies, they're usually around $80 million when they do the budget. And I think that if they would have done just a little bit more with maybe if they could add a little bit more, I think that you're going to need some pretty heavy special effects. Now, I personally do not like the Clayface where it's a regular dude and then he just mushes his face together and creates a thing. I like the big clay monster walking around, throwing his arms out and everything, these big elongated clay arms, and just grabbing people, sucking people into his body and suffocating them. I like that Clayface. So I don't know what they're going to do here, but I hope that they do that, because if it's just the thing where it's just he's just walking around, he's just mushing his face together to make it look like other people, I'm not interested in that at all. If we get a Mystique kind of vibe where he he looks like a regular person, then he just like morphs into a new person every now and then, I can go with that. But I need the big Clayface Golem monster type thing in the movie, because if it's not there, I just don't know what it's going to do. And if this does connect to the Batman, I'll be interested to see how they handled that, because the Batman is like very realistic, which I don't need that in every single freaking Batman movie now. I don't need it, but it seems to be where they always go with Batman. I'm like, that's ridiculous. So I do not think that these two directors were the best choice in terms of directing this movie. I think there's a lot of other people that were better for this, and I'm going to throw them up right now. So here are 4 directors that I think would be better in the movies that they most recently did. So I think that Maxine's Ty West, I think that he might be really good for this. I didn't care for Maxine, I'll be honest with you, but I thought he did a good job directing. I thought that the horror element of it was really great, and I think that that might add, something interesting to that movie. Also, Smile, Parker Finn. Man, those Smile movies, I really like those a lot. They creep the shit out of me. There's a scene in Smile 2 where she's like in her apartment and all her backup dancers are there and they're all smiling. And then they're like, she's going through this hallway, and then you see it in the trailer, but she's going through this hallway and they're like moving along the sides and stuff. So freaking creepy. I mean, both movies are so creepy, but I think that Parker Finn would be a great director for this movie. I think that he would add something really special to this movie. Now the next one is The Substance, Coralie Fargate. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but I liked The Substance. I thought I wouldn't like it because of the body horror and the Cronenberg aspect of it, but after watching it, I did like it. I thought it was really, really good. And there's elements of Clayface in that movie, in my opinion. I like at the end when she turns in that big like monster with the paper face and everything. I was like, this is actually really like, like Clayface-ish, with the big monster that Clayface is. And I thought that and there were other elements in the movie that I thought were kind of Clayface like also. So I thought maybe she could add a little something to it that might be really, really good. And the last I have on here is Osgood Perkins with Long Legs was the last one he did. I loved Long Legs. That movie is great. I would suggest going to watch it. It was really freaking good. But yeah, I think these 4 directors right here are way better choices in my opinion. But going back to that budget, they might be not able to afford some of these people. Although I don't see how they couldn't afford them. I mean, come on. And maybe Jeff Wadlow and James Watkins are a little cheaper. I don't know. I don't know all the behind the scenes stuff. I just know that. Am I excited for this movie? I do think it sounds really interesting. I think a horror movie with Clayface sounds really interesting. One thing that I really, really hope that DC doesn't do is start turning into the Sony movies where they did all those Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man and they're bad. I like the Venom movies. It's so crazy. I like the Venom movies, but the other ones are just really, really bad. But at the same time, Penguin was pretty good. I thought that the Penguin, they did that very well. It wasn't my favorite show of all time. Again, I don't like Batman shows without Batman, but at the end of the day, I thought that it was a lot better than the Batman movie. So maybe if they do it like that, they do it like the Penguin show, then I'm on board. But we'll see how this turns out, and we'll see who they ultimately pick, because they obviously this is the short list and we won't get anything. But I think that this is really interesting. So tell me what you guys think about these 2 directors possibly directing Clayface. Do you think that the directors that I offered up would be better choices? Or do you think they should get like somebody like with these 2's history of movies? Do you think that they are good choices for the director? And how do you think this movie should pan out? Do you think that they should do the big clay monster like in this picture right here? Or do you think that they should do the more just a dude and he just mushes his face around kind of thing? But tell me what you guys think about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on my next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.